A warm welcome to everyone who's there with us today. I'm delighted to introduce our guest for today, Ms. Aparna Balan. So she has a very illustrious career. She has represented India for over 18 years. She has also played many big tournaments like the World Championships, Asian Championships, Commonwealth, and she has also won a silver medal in the 2010 Commonwealth Games and the 2014 Uber Cup. She is also an unprecedented nine-time national champion. So with the quest to achieve more, Aparna still troubles her opponents on the court at the world level. So without any further ado, let's welcome Aparna Balan.
Hi.
Hi Aparna, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good, very good. How are you keeping yourself fit in this lockdown period?
Actually, it's difficult that we cannot play on court, but I'm just focusing on keeping myself fit and doing some training at home. My husband is also helping me a lot in that.
Okay.
So we do actually we cannot go out of the house. We cannot run also. So, yeah, we are doing some ab and core, focusing on this ab and core agility and all those things. So mainly on fitness.
So you're making sure that you are fit and raring to go once life gets back to normal.
Yes.
So Aparna, tell us one thing. I was just wondering, for the last few days, when was the last time did you actually see a draw when you were stepping on the court for a tournament? Tell me honestly. Tell me very honestly.
Actually, all the time I see the draw, but I see from first round onwards. I see round by round. So this year I think before lockdown I had one All India ranking in Bareilly.
Okay.
In January. So I played. Actually, I didn't. After last year, I played Bangladesh in December, and after that, I didn't have a partner actually to play this All India. So I played with Aradhi Sarasuni. She's also from Kerala. And 29th, I remember 29th was the last entry date, and 27th I'm meeting Aradhi in Cochin. So casually I just asked her, she came for practice that day. So casually I asked her, are you playing Bareilly? So that's why you have come for practice. So she said, no, JJ, I don't have partner. So I said, I can't be partner. So that we just sent the entry on 28th. Then 29th was the last entry date, and we played Bareilly and we won the tournament. That was my last tournament of this year.
See, because it is a nightmare for other players when they see their next match is with Aparna Balan. Okay, so I think you should be a little more casual for those players. Okay. People might actually fear you.
Nothing like that.
So Aparna, tell us, how did you start playing badminton in the first place?
I started playing badminton at the age of 11. Then in Calicut, I joined in summer camp. That is in April, May summer camp. So I started under Mohan Chandran Nair. He was a sports council coach that time. Then later on, after 2 months, A. Nasser sir came as a coach, and he actually made me what I am now. So I started training under him. He molded me into a better player.
Okay. So how was you influenced today, and why badminton? Why did you choose the game? So anyone from your family were playing, or you just picked up a racket from somewhere and you started playing? How was it?
My father was very much interested in sports, and when I was small, he was a teacher. So he used to go early morning to play in the college ground. So I used to go with him, and I didn't know about badminton or what are the techniques or what actually nothing. But later on he got to know about the summer thought. of joining me. And before that, actually, I joined in athletics. So
Okay.
I had, I used to do athletics also before. So
Okay.
later on, I started in 2 months' time. I improved my game a lot. Then I shifted to badminton.
Okay. So badminton came very late to you. Okay.
Yeah, first activity, and I was very much interested in athletics before. So I used to do 400-meter and long jump both.
Oh, okay. So when did you join formal training? So from the very beginning, you joined coaching, or you used to just go and play with other players? How was it?
No, after 2 months of training, slowly I started improving my game in badminton. Then I played my first tournament, one state ranking tournament, and I won the tournament. So after that, I actually I took the badminton as a profession, and I started focusing more on badminton.
Okay. Okay. So you think as a female, you faced any roadblocks during your initial days?
Um, no, because training under an officer, I was always used to play with boys, and girls were very less that time. And I used to play with boys, and I used to train with boys. And even my father have bought me like a boy, so he have never told me not to climb a tree or not to climb a wall or nothing. He was always supportive to do whatever I wanted.
And
So I didn't have any difficulty being a girl. Yes.
you have any interesting stories about your coaching? Any particular incident which you still remember at the very beginning when you started coaching?
Um, Actually, as I told you, I was practicing. I started practicing in a corporation stadium,
Okay.
and there where Sports Authority of India had their volleyball and basketball camp both together. So after their camp, I used to we used to play badminton. So whoever come there is to be only two better courts that have more light and wooden court. So whoever comes first, whichever players come first, have to wipe the court. Whoever comes first, who wipes the court, they can play on the better court. So I used to, after school, I used to just run. We used to just whoever comes first, we used to just run, and we used to wipe the court, and we used to keep the court ready before coach comes, so that we can play on the better court.
Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful, wonderful. So there's a story in that.
yeah.
So take us, Aparna, to the point where when there was a transition from a beginner player to a player who was winning state championships and participating at the national circuit regularly. How was the journey for you?
After the one state tournament, I played my first tournament was one state tournament
Okay.
where it was in Cochin. So I still remember as a kid, I didn't know what was fear or how will I feel, what was the feeling after losing a match or nothing, because I was playing under 13 that time. I was very small, so I was so excited to play the tournament. And I still remember I beat my friend Miral George in finals, and after winning that I was very happy. But during the whole tournament, only one thing was there in my mind. I have to just hit the shuttle that side. Hit the shuttle that side. Whichever shuttle comes this side, I have to just hit the shuttle that side. That's all. So I was very happy after winning that tournament. And later on, I played so many district tournaments, and I got selected in the state team, and I got selected to play nationals. And then later on, I took the badminton more seriously, and my coach helped me a lot in training. And I have increased my training timings, and I used to play more on court, and I started focusing more on my training. And like, I took the badminton more seriously and more professionally.
Okay. So you were training at the same place at this stage when you were winning state
Yeah,
championships?
I was as I said, I was training under an assessor in
Okay.
Calicut.
So from
And
the very beginning, you were training at the same place.
yeah, same place.
any particular reason which made you stick to the same coach? The reason I ask you this is because nowadays we see frequent changes in the academy. Players don't tend to stick to one particular academy for long. You have any particular reason why you stuck to the same academy?
Yeah, but after when I started winning tournaments, he started focusing more on me, and I got more chance to play with boys. And being there, if I could beat other players, then why should I change the academy?
Correct.
So that's why one reason. And I always used to enjoy training under him, and I could improve my techniques, and I could improve my game more and more, because for girls, I think especially playing with boys, we can improve our game better.
True.
That's how it is. So he used to focus more on me, and he used to train me well. And so then I thought, if practicing under him, training under him, if I can beat other players, then why should I change the academy? So
So what
so
was
wherever so
yeah.
wherever we are, it's doesn't matter, but we have to work hard and we have to train well. So that's what I believe.
So at this point, what was your age when you were winning state championships regularly? Which age group were you in?
Um, if actually at around 13 years was under 13, that is mini. That time it was mini, sub junior like that. So 13 junior, I won my first state championship. Then 13 was my first state championship.
Okay, okay, okay. So for how many hours you were training at this point in a day? You had
Morning around 2 hours training. Then evening, I used to start around 6 o'clock till 10:30 like that. I used to be on court. I used to never get out of the court. So I always wanted to play more and more, more and more, more and more when I was small.
So
Here,
Aparna,
here I have a small question, Aparna. Did you also study along with the games?
Yeah.
Did you get time to study? Because today everybody wants to play, but then the parents have a revolver which is kept on the kids. If you're not studying, you're not going for badminton. What was
No,
your condition?
yeah, that time morning around 6 o'clock the training starts, and around 7:30 till 7:30 we used to train. Then we used to come back, get ready, go to school. Around 9:30 my classes used to start at 9:30, and I go to school by around 4 o'clock. I used to come back. Then I had one martial art training session. Then I finish that. Then I go around 6:30 start my badminton practice. So I didn't get time to study, but I managed just before exams and all. I just managed to study. And for me, one good thing was my father was a teacher, and my sister also was a teacher.
Aparna, to put in simple words, were you a backbencher or a first bencher?
Backbencher.
We'll just put it in simple.
I never used to study and go, but I always used to score in exams. So teachers was very much, like excited how I used to get so much marks and how I study and all. So
all the kids, please delete this message from from the conversation. It's not meant for you. So Aparna, getting back to our sporting side, tell us, in a regular season there are around 20 to 25 tournaments per year. So how did you manage to travel?
yeah, actually, initially when I was small, my father used to take me for tournaments and all. So that time even I enjoyed traveling in the train. Telling truth that I used to enjoy traveling in the sleeper class train. Then later on, I started traveling with my friends. But in a year, I used to play around 8 to 10 tournaments in a year. Then I used to enjoy playing tournaments, and frankly telling, I was not from a like. Uh, financially we are not that great
Strong background.
initially. So yeah, background. So my so after winning each tournament, I used to get prize money. So I in my mind that was only this thing. When I play tournament, I get, if I win, I get prize money so that I can support my family well. So unknowingly, I got tournament experience also with that. So I used to play more and more tournament, as many tournament I can. So in a year, I used to play around 8 to 10 tournaments, and I used to play all three events. All three events: singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. I used to play all three events, and minimum I used to win uh, singles and doubles in senior level, and doubles and mixed doubles in senior level, and singles I used to reach semis, or I used to win some tournament. So I always used to enjoy playing tournament, and I think everyone, even all the players, should play more tournaments so that they get more tournament experience than practicing. I think everyone has to play more and more tournaments.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, was it difficult for you to travel alone, or your father used to accompany you for the tournaments? What, especially for all India tournaments, state tournaments still easy to manage because it's within the state, but all
Yeah.
Indias, they are at every corner of the country. So,
Yeah, but as I said, initially my father used to take me, but it was difficult for him also to support me. Like I told you, as financially we were not that good. So then later on, my father had cancer when I was 16 years. So I had to travel alone with my other players. That I used to travel with Saneth Thomas. I think you all know, Saneth
yes.
Thomas was a good doubles.
Again, a
Yeah.
champion, multiple national champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
All your friends are national champions.
Yeah. So at that time when I was 16 years, I used to travel with Saneth Thomas, and he was, of course, like a brother to me. So I trust him. So I have traveled more tournaments with him. So initially it was difficult for me, but later on I was okay with the thing. So I think everyone should be little bit bold to travel alone, but always there won't be your parents to support you. So I think everyone has to be a little bit strong also.
True. Also, Aparna, tell us, you have won 3 junior national titles, partnering Saina Nehwal.
Yes.
And also, you have won against her a few times in singles.
Yes.
So, what is that about? Tell us something about that.
Yeah, me and Saina, actually, we are very good friends from small. And so, my first sub junior title was in Ooty. So there I won singles and doubles. Actually, one funny thing was, 1 week before the tournament, I twisted my ankle. So I couldn't practice or I couldn't do training or nothing. I was just standing on court just to get the court touch. That's all. So my father or my coach, they didn't have any expectation in that tournament. So after going there, I won my doubles and singles, both double crown. And in singles semis, I beat Saina Nehwal again. So that time it was scoring system was 7 points. So I beat her 7-love, 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 which was not expected that time. With my that injured ankle, so after that we started partnering, and in juniors we won 3 consecutive titles in juniors, and later on she shifted to singles. Then I shifted to doubles and mixed doubles. Then but still in the tournament I used to send singles entry just to get court practice. So then after then in if I remember, then in one Surat there was one All India senior ranking. So after there, I beat singles. I beat Saina in semis, and she was back after winning one international title that time.
Okay.
So just after that, she came and played this tournament, and she lost to me. So I think that was a memorable victory. Still, that was one memorable victory for me.
But it must be a shock for her.
Yeah, because she had just won, I think, first female, I think, winning one international tournament
Which
from
year
India.
was this, Aparna? If you
Sorry,
remember. Which year was this?
I think that was 2004, 3 or 4. I think it was 3 or 4.
Okay, okay. And which year you won those three titles, partnering Saina? Three national titles?
That was 2002, 3 and 4. We were just still juniors. We were just entering.
You were still juniors. Okay, okay, okay. So tell us, Aparna, when was the first time you got into the national camp and how was the experience?
Yeah, in 2004, I played my first senior official tournament. That was SAF Games in Pakistan, Islamabad. There we won team event gold. But I couldn't play individuals because I just crossed juniors and I got selected for my junior performance in senior team.
Okay.
Then later on, in 2004, in Hyderabad, the national camp started. Then I shifted there. I got selected in camp. But initially, before that, there was no like official camp. Just before the tournament, there used to be 10 days camp. Then all the players used to come in one place and just we practice for 10 days and we just go for tournament. Then we perform and play and come. That's all. But in 2004, the official, I think, national camp started, and that was in Hyderabad. Gubi Chand was the main national coach that time. Then actually, it was a good experience, and I enjoyed a lot because all the players from all over India and top players from all over the India had come, and everybody have different techniques and everybody have different style of playing, and we get to learn more things from them, like being playing together and staying together, and we could make more friends. We could get time to get to know each other well. It was a good experience actually. As I said, I have enjoyed a lot in the national camp, and we used to and the training and all was very tough. Initially, there used to be 2 sessions, and later on sometimes there used to be 3 sessions. So we all trained together, and we all like get to learn more and more things, like on court and off court both. And we used to train there, and we used to go together for tournaments from there, and we used to come back together, and we used to travel together and play the tournaments and come back. So that's a good experience, I think, being in the camp. So and you'll be like, we we can manage ourselves like alone. So we are leaving our parents and going to the camp. So we have to take care of myself. I mean, we have to take care of ourselves there. So there won't be anybody else to like help us or support us, or like how we stay at home. Our parents will be helping us for each and everything, right? So after going to the camp, like we are like alone. So we learn many things, like to do it alone. Like when I went, I was only 18 that time. So I have learned lot of things to do like alone without anyone's help. That's one good thing, I think, staying in the camps, that we can learn more things like that.
But you must have been traveling alone since you were 13, 14 for
No,
tournaments? No?
16.
16. You were
Yeah,
traveling alone since you were 16.
yeah.
That also,
Alone, yeah, alone means without my parents.
yeah, exactly. Without
Mm,
your parents. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. So, Aparna, how was the training schedule in the national camp?
Like as I said, sometimes there used to be two sessions, sometimes there used to be 3 sessions. So basically, in the morning sessions used to be on-court training, like 2 to 3 hours, like on-court all games, and
Okay,
like multi-shuttles. Some days it should be my multi-shuttles, and after the morning training, there used to be little bit of like off-court training session also with that, like movements or like agility, or just running session like that. Then evening we have completely on ground training. One
okay.
session will be like ground training. So,
Wonderful. So, Gopichand used to take the training, or you had any other coaches?
yeah, Gopichand was the main coach, and we had other supporting. stuffs also, like
Okay.
other coaches also. The all like national coaches, sports council coach or former players used to come to coach
Wonderful.
us.
Must be a great experience just listening to them.
Yeah, and later on, foreign coaches started coming, like Indonesians, as you know, all know now. Indonesians, then
Yeah.
Malaysian coaches were there. So slowly, there were more coaches in the camp.
So in 2006, you won your first national title, senior national title. So
Yes,
by then, I think you must have just entered the senior circuit. How
yes.
challenging was how challenging it was for you to come in the national circuit and straight away win a national title?
Actually, in 2006, I was already in the national camp.
Okay.
So in 2006, I won mixed doubles title with V Diju. As I think everybody know Diju, right? The Olympian and the best
Yes.
mixed doubles player in the country, partnered Jwala Gupta.
Jwala, yes.
Yeah. So at that time, 2006, when I won the national title, I won in Patna. It was in Patna. So mixed doubles title when I won. Before that, I was very scared to partner Diju because he was. I was still juniors. I had till then I had won only junior titles. I had not won any senior titles. So I was so scared to play with him. What will happen if I lose? Then his image also goes. Or what will happen if I hit one ball out, or if I hit service into the net? I was so nervous and I was so scared to play the nationals. That too, did you? Because he was so senior to me. And after when the tournament started, slowly after winning one by one round, then I started feeling more confidence after
Okay.
after each round, after winning each round. And he was very supportive and on court as a senior. Then I feel it is very difficult in senior level than junior level. Competition is more difficult in senior level, as once you cross 18, all are equal. Like once you cross 18, you have crossed juniors, right? Then you comes to seniors, the competition level is high, and you need to be focused more on the game, and you need to work hard when you and once you enter in the senior. It's not easy to win a nationals, or it's not easy to win a match in seniors, because you have to really work hard. It's not like winning in juniors, or not like winning in junior nationals. It's not that easy. I mean, it's not that easy because so many experienced players are there in senior level.
Okay. So who was the defending champion that year in the mixed doubles?
I think Jwala and Diju only, because only that 1 year we just tried playing with me. That's all.
So if
Then
Jwala and Diju were the defending champion, how come Diju ended up playing with you in 2006?
yeah, because we were in the national camp that time. Jwala had not joined in the national camp, so for that year he just tried combining with me, like new combination. But after that, later on, Jwala came into the camp and they just started playing together.
So that was
Because I
the
was way junior that time.
yeah. So exactly, I am actually wanted to know that how come Diju chose you? There must be many different players in the national camp, but why you? Did you ever
Because
talk to him about this?
no, but I think that time because for mixed doubles, girl has to cover the net well. So that time I think I was more better to cover at the net, like in front. So I think that is the reason, because there are only very few players who can play very well at net. Of course, one was Jwala. Jwala is a very good net player. So I think that is one reason how he tried playing with me.
Okay, I understood. So then, when was the next title you won? Which year you won the next national title?
Uh,
It was in 2007.
2008 with Prajakta Sawant. I won my doubles senior title.
Okay, wonderful.
She is from Maharashtra.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I
Yes,
think
I have trained with her. We used to train in the same academy in Thane.
and one thing I remember, my under 13, my first All India tournament was in Bangalore, in Prakash Padukone Academy, where there I won my first ever national title in doubles, and singles I played in semi. I lost in semis, and for that tournament also my partner was from Maharashtra, and I think she stopped playing after that. Her name was Rudy Deshpande, and I
Yeah.
had just met her in that tournament, and just gave the entry, and we played, and we won that tournament. So
Aparna,
most yeah.
yeah, please continue. Sorry, I
No,
thought you were done.
because I have played many of my partners are from, I think, Maharashtra.
Okay,
Played Prajakta
one.
Sawant, I have played with Akshay Devalkar, mixed doubles. Then in where I said Uti, I won sub junior nationals. That also my partner was Diti Paranjpe.
One. So, Aparna, I'm curious to know that, as you said, you were also performing very well in singles category when you were in juniors.
Yeah.
So, why was the switch suddenly from singles to doubles, mixed doubles, and suddenly stopping singles?
Actually, in doubles game and singles game is very much different. But in senior level, I think at a point of time we have to focus on one or two events, like either singles or doubles. But I was very good in doubles, because till then I was winning all doubles titles and mixed doubles titles. So I had to, at one point of time, I had to shift to doubles and singles.
Okay.
The way of I think my style, like the way of playing was more into a doubles game so than singles, but so I had to shift to doubles.
So, you have played in some of the biggest tournaments in the world, like the Commonwealth Game, the Asian Games,
Yeah.
the Uber Cup, and you won a silver in 2010 Commonwealth Game
Yes.
and a bronze in the 2014 Uber Cup.
Yes.
So, among these two tournaments, which you feel was the toughest tournament to get selected in, and the overall experience of playing the tournament, which was the most toughest, according to you?
I think all the tournaments are tough to get selected because competition is very high, and if you see in Commonwealth and all, there it's like mixed team event, right? So we won't get, everyone won't get a chance to play Commonwealth or Uber Cup like that. So Commonwealth, it's only men singles, women singles, men doubles, mixed doubles, and women doubles. So there are only limited players. So even Commonwealth or Uber Cup also, it's like 3 singles and 2 doubles. So it's very less chance of everyone gets selected. Like it is very tough to get selected. So you have to work really hard. And I feel all the tournaments are like very important, and it is very tough to get selected into the team, that you have to really work hard, and the competition level is also very high, and you have to be really focused on your game. And I think it's all the tournaments are very tough. It's like not like, even if you see nowadays, to get selected in the district team is also very tough, right? The
Yes.
competition level is very high. So it's, and overall the Commonwealth was in 2010. Commonwealth was in Delhi, and I was when I got, after getting selected, I was so excited to play in the home crowd, and that feeling is something very different. I was very proud to wear the Indian jersey, Indian t-shirt in the home crowd and play. That is a very, very proud moment for, I think, all the players.
And we have a small surprise for you, Aparna, and probably for everyone. I'll just give us a moment, everyone. So I have a photo to share. See this one. I think if everyone can see, this must be a very proud moment for you, Aparna.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Aparna is last from the second from the left.
Yes.
and you are sharing the podium with the likes of Lee Chong Wei, Koo Kien Kiet, Tan Bon, and Matthias Bo, one of the legends of the game.
Yes.
So tell us what you were feeling during this moment. You were standing on the podium.
Yeah, as I told you, I was very proud because everybody cannot make it to that podium, right? Like, very, very, very proud to wear the Indian, and very proud to see the Indian flag there. So it's like,
Even we were
it's a very memorable moment, like to be in the podium. Like that too, we beat British, like in the semi-finals for the silver medal. So it's like
Yeah,
they
I
have
understand.
ruled us, and
So
so it is a very proud moment.
There's one more photo for you here. This. So everyone, this is the photo from the Uber Cup, where India has won its only bronze medal till date. And I think, Aparna, it was very unexpected because we won against a very big team. So could you please walk us through?
Yeah, actually, I think again this in 2000.
This was in 2014.
14, right? 14.
Yes.
It was again in Delhi, right?
Yes.
And the crowd
Yes.
support and all, everything was very good. Actually, I didn't get to play, but still, I enjoyed being in the team, and everybody have put their 100% in performing and on court and off court, everything, and being. I mean, there in the home crowd, you win a medal. That too in the home crowd, that is like something very different feeling.
Sure. It must be amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think we beat Japan or Indonesia.
We lost to Japan actually.
We lost to Japan, and in the first round we won against.
No, I think in quarters we beat Thailand.
We beat Thailand.
If I am right, we beat Thailand and we lost to Japan in semis.
I think semis. Your score was 3-2, or what was the score?
No,
I also don't know.
3-love. 3-love.
3-love. Oh, wonderful.
3-love or 3-1. I'm right. The Saina had won. Saina or Sindhu, one of them have won the singles. I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay. I think the screen share is off now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Rakesh, I would request you to take over from here.
I mean, honestly speaking, after so much, I don't see that you have lost anything in the career. If we actually start listing down the number of tournaments which you have won, 1 hour or 1.5 hours is not enough. So we are actually curtailing to many. I mean, trust me, friends. She is the tigress of Indian badminton, as I call her. Amazing lady. Aparna, tell me one thing. I mean, today in this scenario of Indian culture, and how do you look at gender bias? I mean, being female, I'm sure if we go through our senior players, almost everybody has undergone very challenging situation. Whether it's Mary Kom or whether it's talk about Jwala Gupta, your friend itself, she has come down very vocal. And how do you look at such situation? Because I know that you're a very assertive person. You don't fear from talking to anybody, and that's what I like about you. How do you look at such situation?
Actually, I fight for what I deserve. I think everyone should fight for their right, what they deserve, and don't. I think everyone should be mentally strong and don't let go yourself down, and be strong and fight for what fight for your right and what you deserve. And I don't think there's a gender bias. So just fight for your right and fight for what you deserve.
Because there's a reason why I asked this question is because we have a mix of people. We have many female players coming in, like Saina, Sindhu, you, Jwala. India is actually evolving in a very, very multicultural country. And we need to put in quite efforts to bring out the female in front of such activities. Because, today scenario has changed, though we still have challenges with many authorities, and which we are seeing. So For you, was it very difficult in such situation like selection for the new team or things?
Yeah, actually in 2014, when I was being national champion, I was out of Commonwealth and Asian Games team. But that time, I didn't react to it, like I didn't fight or nothing. But in again in 2016, the same thing happened. Sorry, so 2018. Again, the same thing happened. There was a selection trials for Asian Games, and for there was two All India ranking for selections, and I won. I lost in one tournament, and me and that time my partner was Shruti KP, was also from my academy, and we won one tournament and we lost one tournament. Still, we were out of the Asian Games team also. So, but after all these things, I fought for our right, and I fought for whatever I fought for the criteria, and I fought for, and I was not fighting against a person or against an association or nothing, but I just was against the selection trials was wrong. I was fighting only for a criteria. That's all, and change in the system. But again, what do you say? And all these things never let me down from working hard or playing more tournaments or winning more tournaments. But all these things just boosted me up, and like boosted my confidence to win more tournaments and beating all the players. So
Amazing. Where do you get this courage from?
actually, my father is a very strong person, and I have always seen him facing such situations like very strongly, and he mentally is very strong. So he have brought me up also. Like as I told you that he have never said anything. No, like no, not to whatever I am doing or whatever decision if I take, and he have always taught me to be strong in whatever decision I take. So I think he was a very biggest support in my life and biggest support for my whole badminton career. And once I got married, my husband also like have supported me a lot, even during all this my all this in 2014 and 2000 and 2018, during I was fighting against all this system and all these things. My husband and my father had supported me a lot, and my from my coach where I am practicing now in SNJ Academy, and everybody was supporting me a lot. And I think people around me are very strong, so that I also became mentally very strong.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You know, we had Joy sir last week on Sunday, and you coach at SNJ. Now,
Yes.
after you shifted from Hyderabad, you are a
Yes.
part of SNJ. And what do you think today? You know, Indian, like me and Srishal, we were discussing today. More focus for Indian, sports. I'll not say particularly badminton. More focus on the technical aspects and the physical aspect. How was your journey been through? Like, looking at you, you were mentally very strong, but inherently you could have been strong because your ecology was quite strong when your parents, are willing to help you out in such cases. How do you look at the mind management in sports? Because I am anyways related with the mind management, and we are helping out kids to develop, because today we are all born with golden spoon, as we practice it. Everything is in and around us. So you
Yes.
ask a racket, you have a racket. You ask
Yes.
a shoe, you have a shoe. I'm sure your life was not that easy.
No.
So what would you advise to the audience, the kids, those who are listening? How do you help them in making such a mental strength within themselves?
And actually, I remember when I was small, the first tournament I played with 150 rupees racket. I still remember the brand name was Silvers, and I was using a canvas shoe. And as I said, my family was not financially very rich. But nowadays, I think kids get what they want. Like if they ask for a Yonex racket or if they ask for a Yonex shoe, parents are ready to give. But before, when my childhood, as I said, I was playing with a canvas shoe. When I won my first tournament, that time my father bought me a Yonex shoe, and I got a Yonex racket who gifted by my uncle, and I still preserve that racket. Uh, this is my first
Oh,
first
Wonderful.
racket which I played. That is Yonex. Uh, I
This
think
is, I think,
Carbonex 21
Carbonex.
20,
special.
21 special. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yes.
nowadays, I don't think kids have seen this racket or they even know
I
such
have,
racket
I have
exists.
it. I have it.
Yeah. So
It's
it
a
was
wonderful
very,
racket, oval
yeah.
shaped racket.
So it was very difficult and tough time for me in my childhood, and after, and my parent also, my father, when I ask for something, he says no, you win this tournament, then you get this. So I work hard and I train hard, and I play and I perform well in tournament and wanted to win. In the mind, I keep, no, I have to win this tournament. Then I get this. Then I get this. And if I win this tournament, then father will get me this. That's all. So that thirst was always there to win a tournament and to practice well or train well, like that. So I think parents have to keep a goal like this, so that kids, I think they'll just try to achieve it.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Apan, I'll just take you back to 2014 and the period after that. That is more important. So, how did you deal with that situation then? Means having suffered a blow, and after 2014, I guess 2014 you were the national champion.
Yeah.
2015 again you were the national champion, and
Yes.
16 also I think you were the national champion, right?
Uh,
So
yes, yes.
14, 15, 16, all 3 years you were the national champion. So from where did you find that strength to कि ठीक है, I wasn't selected in the team, it's okay, I'll keep that aside and I'll just focus on the game. So the
Yeah.
coming to the phrase let the racket do the talking, you were the ambassador for that quote. So how did
Uh,
you manage to do it?
yeah. Being national champion, as I said, I was out of the Commonwealth and Asian Games team, but that made me strong from inside. That no, I have to win next nationals also, and show them that no, I can play, I can win a tournament, or I can prove myself. And all these off-court things, whatever it is, okay, I didn't get selected for these and so tournament. So it never affected in my game, or it never affected in my whole, like from 2014 to 16, as I said, no, it has not affected at all for me in my game. So I always had that thus that no, I have to prove myself again and again. I have to prove myself, and it has always helped me to improve my game and win more and more tournament. So I didn't, I never let my mentally. I think badminton is a sport where you have your mental strength should be strong, and you need a you have to be well focused, because it's a fast sports, fastest, I think fastest sport, right? The badminton is the
Correct.
fastest sport. So for a second, if our focus is gone, the shuttle is gone. So badminton is always a game where the you need a more mental strength. So all these things, I have never let them affect my game. So I always like in my mind, I always kept it. No, I have to win next nationals, whatever it is, whatever it is. If I have to win, I have to win. So it always like I was always like have to work hard and play more tournaments and win and show them that I'm still strong and like I can do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Means it must be
Yeah.
very tough for you to, I won't say that's period, but winning after that, you must be feeling very happy that, okay, yes,
Yeah. And after that also, I think in 2016, I left national camp because my father was not well, and I had to come back and I had to support him. So then after that, I joined in SNJ Academy. Then there, where Sanev and Joy was a coach. As I told you earlier, Sanev was the best doubles player ever India had, and Joy was a singles coach, and they had helped me a lot in the academy. So they were ready to train me at, and they had helped me a lot on court and off court training both. So and the coaches, I was the as a national international level player there. After going there, all other players were juniors in the academy. All other players were juniors, and after I went, I started training there. I think at one point of time, in Indian ranking, all first five players were from SNJ Academy in the ranking in women doubles. So I was feeling very happy that I could at least contribute something to the junior players.
Wonderful, wonderful. And also, I think in 2018, also you had won the All India in Guntur, Hyderabad.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
nationals, right? In Guntur.
Nationals. I think it was nationals. I don't remember exactly whether it was All India ranking or nationals, but yeah. No, the main point for asking this question was that even after you made the switch, you continued winning. The winning didn't stop for you. So even after, as you mentioned, you played with junior players, but the winning never stopped for you. So the normal tendency is that I am playing with a junior player, so I won't win. So I won't, cross a certain stage. So that didn't come to your mind anytime that now I'm playing with junior players, probably I might not,
No, because wherever you practice, you have to like work hard and train well. And I always, uh, like motivates my partners, like whoever is playing, while practicing also. If I'm playing with one junior, I never like I cannot win this match, or I cannot, even in practice I never thought like that, because whoever is with me, I have to put 100%. I have to play my well, and I have to motivate my partner, even if she or he is junior. Doesn't matter, but I play 100% from my side, and I put 100%, and I train well, and I work hard, and I have to like, I control the game. If I'm playing with juniors, I used to control the game. So as a senior, I think I have to control the game, and I used to like and my coaches, they give me partners like who can't move much, so that I just cover all the court, and I can just improve my my game much better. So they made sure that whatever I do, it get benefited. Like I told you, like partners like who cannot like move two steps this side or this side, they always put me with them. So playing with them, I think I started covering the court well, and it have just improved my speed and like court coverage, and I got more shuttles, like because wherever they put, I only have to run and take. So of course it just improved my game. So
some wonderful points which you covered in this answer was that you didn't get the best of sparring partners when you practice, but you turned that negative thing into a positive thing for you.
yes, yeah,
You could have easily complained, but you never did. You knew, okay, mere paas itna hai, I want to do the best of it, and I have to take out whatever I can from it.
yes. And sometimes a partner with boys, and sometimes I play with boys. So against boys. So that also helps me to improve my game. So both situation, it's different, right? Even while playing the tournament, also we'll have some weak opponents or strong opponents. So so I could practice well, like with boys, the game totally changes, because they have a very hard hitting boys, and they just play like fast. And same like if you play with girls, sometimes it will be a rally game. So coaches always like made sure that I get a better practice there in the academy. So they have helped me a lot to improve my game at that time, because because in the national camp, if you see, we have all the facilities there, shuttles and everything, better players and everything. But once I left the academy, I was a bit like sad, and I was mentally a bit down. But still, when I joined this SNG Academy, where and they have helped me a lot to come up. Like after that, I started winning more tournaments.
Wonderful. Aparna, tell me, how difficult is it to stick to your principles when you are at your peak? You, in the sense, I'm asking for the as a general thing, how difficult it becomes for you to stick to your basic principles when you are at your top.
One thing was, I always motivate myself. Like whatever happens, as I told you, I never let it like affect my game or my life or whatever. But I always focused on playing and working hard, train well, and I train hard. Like if one tournament is there, I just train hard. I kept myself fit, and I never let anything like affect my game or my practice or my life.
Wonderful. Rakesh, you have any questions, please?
Of course, yes. I have. I can keep on talking to Aparna.
Yes.
I mean, the way she has achieved for India, I mean, it's amazing. Aparna, you had done so much for India as a nation. How was your relationship around? Your sports people. Who's your best friend? What do you talk? When I ask these questions, because we all have friends around us.
Yeah.
How do you manage to keep this environment positive around you?
Like actually all the players are my friends. Like even they are singles players or doubles players. As I said, Saina is my best friend. Even Sindhu was my best friend. In the national camp, everybody was like one, because there even Ashwini Ponnappa was there. Everybody, we all used to stay together, and like we all had kept a good relationship like with each other. And always we used to for kids, I mean the upcoming players, I'm telling everybody should please respect your seniors, that you have to learn more from them and always respect them. Like nowadays I can see some juniors, if you're winning one tournament, they think, yeah, I have done everything is over, like I've won this tournament, so I'm something very really great. But no, always be down to earth. And I can say if Sindhu or Saina or Ashwini or Dwala, all are very much down to earth and all are very friendly. Like so, everyone, please respect your seniors, and like try to learn good things from them. And like always keep in touch with them, and like what I said, yeah, always respect them. That's all. The main point is that, because I have always many juniors I have seen, after winning one tournament, they think they have done something great, but in the very next tournament they lose in first round or second round. Like sometimes you cannot see those players only in next few tournaments. That's how it is. So always respect your seniors, learn good things from them, and be very down to earth. And yeah, respect your coaches also. Like
so coming from such a big star, this I'm sure this is a big learning to all the young people who are coming up. You work for Indian Oil as a manager, and it's quite a big career. What is future for you? I mean, there are two questions in this. How do you look at Indian badminton as a future? And the second thing is, what is your future in Indian badminton? Two questions.
Yeah, in 2005, I joined in Indian Oil as a tenure-based sports person, and after 4 years in 2010, I got permanent. And during that time, before 2005, as I told you earlier, I used to play more tournaments to and win tournament and get prize money, then so that I can support the family that time. So after getting Indian Oil scholarship, initially it was like a contract base, and later on I joined as a officer, a grade officer. So Indian Oil has supported me throughout from then till now, throughout the career. And I think for all sports persons, getting a job is very important in life. So I'm telling you, very important in life, that and nowadays it is very less chance, like, to get into the oil companies, and there are very less recruitments. Like in oil companies, they recruit players in whichever event they want. So they recruit only top players. And income tax or customs or AGS, they have a selection trends nowadays, and the competition level is very high. And so everyone, please don't stop playing singles, because in selection trials, they make you play singles, and then whoever wins, they only that one person get the job, like that. So don't play singles, but equally doubles is also important. But I think in India now, um, until Chirag and Swatik, they started performing. Before that, until I think singles had more importance than doubles. But even if you see Sudirman Cup, or even in nationals, they have in team event, they have got that Sudirman Cup criteria. So in that, there's only two singles, and the rest is doubles, like men singles, women singles, then the rest is doubles. So doubles is also important. So in India now till I think last uh, last 2 years, before that, more the singles had more importance than doubles. As a doubles player, I had experienced a lot, like, in my life as a doubles player. But now the Chirag and Satik have started performing well. So now I think in India, doubles also have got importance, like equally, like singles, as Saina Sindhu are performing, and now Chirag and Satik is in top 10. So in the future also, I think if it goes like this, then in future also, I think there is more chances. I hope, being a doubles player, I hope more chances are there for doubles and singles both equally. So once I stop playing, like once I stop playing, frankly telling, I will become a doubles coach. So I always wanted that to support doubles players also, because if you see, there are so many singles coaches in India. So you see, there's only very few doubles coaches. As I said, in my academy, there is Sanif Thomas, who was a very good doubles player, and I think now Jwala Gutta have opened an academy, and that is all a good sign of I think double in future also, that kids can either choose singles or doubles, because before it was not like that. I used to play all three events, and I didn't know what was doubles or what was singles, because I used to mix everything and play. So I didn't have that guidelines, like whether doubles or singles. But at a point of time, I had to choose. After going into the camp, I had to choose either singles or doubles. I think now in India, more doubles coaches should be there, like in future also. So I will be after stopping. I will also start coaching, especially in doubles, huh?
Uh,
Because we have more singles coaches.
I'm sure this will happen, because there are one thing is, the moment you stop playing, I mean, I don't know when you're going to do that, because you're still winning matches.
Yes.
And thereafter, if you become a coach, I'm sure Shri would be very happy that we have an academy here in Mumbai, wherein
I am
where
I am signing her after this interview.
okay, Aparna. So finally, I think we have run out of time. And before we stop, I would like two things from you. What would be your message to the kids, those who are listening to this? As a senior player, you are seeing so many people, and so many years you have been seeing kids developing into national players and international players. What would be your one advice to the kid? And what would be your one very key advice about your learning, what happened from your parents, and that you would like to say the parents, those who are listening to this? Two things.
No. And I think everyone should work hard. There is no shortcuts. Like if coaches are telling you do 100 sit-ups, then you have to do 101 sit-ups. I think there's no shortcut. You have to train hard, focus on your game, and practice well, and learn from. As I said, learn from seniors, because they have very good qualities. Like if you are juniors, then please learn good things from seniors, and be positive, be mentally strong. That is one important thing I'm saying, because you have to face so many challenges because badminton is an individual sport. It is not a team sport, because it is an individual sport. So you have to be mentally strong, because you have to face so many challenges, and you have to face so many things in your career, throughout the career. So be strong, and whatever happens, work hard, play well, focus. And parents, please don't force your kids to do this or do that, but let them enjoy playing, or let them enjoy doing whatever they are doing. But don't force, or don't just put pressure on them. Please don't. Just be free. As my dad was always before if I play before playing, going into the court, sometimes I used to tell my father, like, after being professional player, before that I didn't know what is fear or what is this thing. But after being a professional player, after started winning so many tournaments, that fear was there in my mind. Then before going for a match, or before going for a tournament, I should talk to my dad. Oh, what will happen if I lose in first round? Or I'm very scared. I cannot because I'm the first seed in this tournament. So if I lose in first round, that won't be good, and I'm scared. I don't want to play. But he was always calm. Like as a parent, he was always calm. He always used to tell me, whatever happens, if you get scared, or if you won't play, or whatever happens, maximum will be what you will lose. That's all. So if you get scared, if you get tense, still you go on to the court, you lose. So finally, ultimately, if you get scared, you lose. That's all. So be confident, and parents don't just put pressure on them that no, you have to beat them, or you have to win this title, or you have to do that, you have to do. No, just be free. And give them confidence, and make them mentally strong. And everybody, please work hard, train well, listen to your coaches, respect your coaches. Because sometimes, if they tell you to do, no, if you tell, no, I can't do this much and I'm very tired, coach, no, you have to run this many rounds, or you have to do this thing. No, what is this coach is telling? He's not understanding my situation or what. But no, they are telling for your good. So they are helping you to improve your game. So please listen to your coaches and do whatever or how much ever they say.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Yes, Sri.
I think people have few questions. So Aparna, if you allow us, we'll just have 10 minutes for the questions.
Yes,
and
yes.
then we'll sign off. If anyone has any questions, you can just put it in the chat box. We will ask Aparna. Yeah, if I think Vidhan Bhatt has asked me, you can put a question in the chat box. I'll ask her. I think there was a question for you. No. Top someone Milan Pandya is asking top 3 tips for emerging players.
Focus. like be positive, be strong, and train well, train hard, and train hard.
Wonderful. So, does age factor affect does age factor affects a player progress in sport like badminton?
No, because not at all.
Example sitting in front of
Example,
us.
started at the
Because
age of
I don't know
11,
so many
right?
of them. It was
Started
not
at
at
the age of 11 and playing still. So,
age
I
of
think
now 33.
now
I'm
that
33
I
and still winning, but age is just a number. And if you are willing at the age of 45 also, if you work hard, if you are mentally strong, I think you can
our,
play.
our, our very own coach Joy sir won
Yeah,
a silver means,
yeah, in
so
masters.
yeah,
So Mary Kom, like
so
Yes.
yeah,
Very true.
Americom, yes,
yeah.
very good.
Very true. Very true.
How much do you value personally the balance of studies and playing competitive? I think he must be asking the balance between studies and the sport.
Yeah,
How much do you
yeah.
value that?
I think both are important. As I said, I joined in Indian Oil as a grade A officer, but I got the job as an officer because I had done my graduation. So studies is also important. Like when you play, that it doesn't mean that you shouldn't study or you skip the schooling and this thing. But I think make a timetable, like as I said, um, like Saturday, Sunday, if you have a half day, make a timetable and study. Like 24 hours you don't have to study, but it's like you have to study, and otherwise you'll fail in exams and be very bad.
Eventually, badminton will stop there.
Yeah. because,
Aparna,
yeah, because nowadays parents give more importance for studies, right? Like they want to make their child engineer or doctors. But if you see, there are many doctors and engineers in this country. Like, but how many of us are actually lucky to wear Indian T-shirt?
Very true.
so,
I think I should give a clap for this. Amazing.
True,
Very
true.
true. Very true.
Aparna, there's a wonderful question from Smriti and Samriddhi. They are asking what advice should we give to ourselves when we are tense during a match?
Be calm. Don't think about what will happen after the match. So just go to the court and be calm. And if you're more tense, just look at your strings and just count till 5. Then that your mind will be relaxed. So that was the tip which my dad told me, because when I was small, I was very much short tempered. I didn't know where to hit the shuttle, and when I get angry, I used to just hit the shuttle out of the court, and I had lost so many matches because of that. So be calm, just focus on something and just count till 5. Then your mind become relaxed.
So I think we'll take one last question. So Prakash is asking, at such a top level, when everyone is elite player, what is the differential factor that makes someone number one and number two?
The game, there will be only one champion, but everybody cannot win, right? It's an individual sport, right? So whoever is focused well, like into the game, that because sometimes in nationals or international level, if you see, sometimes in a match we just lose the game or lose the match with 1 or 2 points difference, right? So whoever is more focused on the game at that moment, that crucial time, I think they just win the match. So you shouldn't lose your focus until the umpire say 21 and match won by this so and so player. So I
Yeah.
think till then you should be focused on the game.
I think I think at the very top, it's more about the mental thing rather than the skill thing.
Yeah, because
Because-
all because if you see Lindan and Lee Chong Wei play, both are experienced player and the game style, and both are very much talented, right? So in that few last crucial moment, I think players has to be mentally strong and really focused on the game, because if you serve, because I have lost so many matches serving match point, and I didn't know how did I lose, or after losing the match also, even after losing the match 2 to 3 days, or maybe 1 week, I used to still think, why did I lose, I don't know. Even serving match point, some people have lost the match. So that's why I said, until the umpires say 21 whatever 15-21, the match won by Aparna Balan, whatever. So
I think that's
always
the
it is like that. It comes to my mind, match won by Aparna Balan.
I,
So focus until then. So,
I think during the tense situations, that's the
yeah,
time when we should have people like Rakesh just sitting next behind our
yeah,
court to tell us,
yeah, of
Shri,
course.
thoda sa aram se, yeah, be focused.
Yeah,
I think
because
that's
mind
the
also
point.
plays a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
role in the
No, the way
sport
he's
at
working
times.
with the academy players is just wonderful.
Yes. But I also used to talk to him sometimes. No, my mind is like this. I am getting so much this thing. I'm getting angry on this and this so and so player. This happened, that happened. So he used to just tell me, no, forget it. You are on Tigers and you are mentally strong. Then again, yeah, I am mentally strong. I have to fight. I have to fight. So it just come to my mind. I think people like him, I think really, need for Indian badminton. More
Thank you,
people like him.
Thank
So
you so
I
much.
think there's one question from a kid. She's saying hi to you. So if you can just
Yeah,
casually
he's
wave to
hi,
her.
hi, hi.
So anyways, Aparna, thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Yeah, thank
It was wonderful listening to you, and I'm sure we'll have many more lectures with you.
Yes,
So,
because I have not finished the whole my life journey of my life. So still, so many things have left. So
I
to
understand.
tell.
We'll definitely have a part 2 of this, or season 2.
Yeah, sure.
We'll
Absolutely.
have
I think, next time when we should call her from Calicut to Mumbai and
that,
have a face to face. I think that would be much
as I said, I am signing an agreement with her to coach and to personally come. So she is not getting away from that fact.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you, Aparna. Thank
Thank you,
you so
Aparna.
much. Thank you so much,
Thank-
Rakesh.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Shri.
everyone, for attending the session. So
It's
if
wonderful.
there's a small announcement, if someone has joined in between, we are recording this session and we'll be putting up on YouTube in the next few days. You can just search Conversation with Aparna and you can get the video. For those who have just missed the video or joined in between. Okay. So thank you so much, Aparna. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all
Thank you. Have a
for
good night.
listening.
Thank you. Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.